It's crisp, cool and bright and sunny here at Winton Motor Raceway for round 2 of the 2024 Hi-Tec Oils Australian Super Truck Nationals presented by Big Wheels. A little bit of mist in the air still, a little bit of early fog. We're getting set for race number 2 of the weekend. Race 1 was held yesterday. It was won by Steve Zammit. And the current points has Steve Zammit leading the way on 65, just 4 clear of Barry Butterworth, Frank Amoroso in third, then it's Shannon Smith, Robbie Fern, Mark Noonan, Lockie Fern, Lachlan Pruitts, Mitchell Pruitts and Mark Utes.
Mate, it's a Kenworth 401 and it runs a Cummins 855 with a bit over 1,500 horsepower at the tyres. The track's fantastic, we absolutely love coming to this place. We've set the record here a couple of years ago and hopefully this morning I can bust it down again. Every single one out there is a big threat to me, so we'll just put our hammer down and keep going for it today.
It's Kenworth T900, it's 92 model, it's a Series 60 Detroit, 12.7 litre, so it's a Bob Dale special. Sun's out early, so it's good. Get a bit of warmth in the track and the tyres warmed up, it should be a good day. Barry Butwell, he's number 1, so he's up there, and Stephen's reigning number 1. He's got some good lap times out there, so he'll be one to watch out for.
This is a Max Superliner with a 11 litre motor in it and Allison transmission. We're almost getting to 100 miles an hour on this track here, but that's as far as we're allowed to go anyway. Zammit definitely. Zammit has definitely got it over us at the moment, and Shannon Smith too. Yeah, they'll be close. The rest we'll have to battle with. Try and win. See how we go.
Yeah, we can see. Shannon Smith at the back had a prior commitment. His co-driver Harvey Dale drove the truck in that race and finished second, but unfortunately that's left Steve Zammit on his own on the front of the grid as they take the start and do the charge to the first corner. Should get up to around 135 k's an hour into this first corner, and Amoroso sits in the second. Fern third, but there's been contact, I think, or if there has, it's been fairly light, but it's turned Fern around. So he'll go to the back of the field. Very unfortunate. Meantime, here's Pruitt still going. Smith, who had to take some avoiding action, managed to stay on track. He follows him through. And it's Mark Utes, who sits in third position. Great start for the Isuzu driver there in P number 3. And it's Zammit leads, Amoroso in second. And Amoroso sits third in the title chase. He'll benefit already from this round because Smith missed the first race. He's picked up points there, but unfortunately for Frank, Zammit won the race, so that'll work against him as it gets all sideways, and it gives Smith the option to go down the outside. And will he take full advantage of it as they go down towards the second last corner? He does. It looks like he's got that spot away from Pruitts and moves up to 4th position on the road. Meantime, it's Zammit leading, Amoroso in second. Utes still holds down 3rd spot. And we're just going to go to a replay of what happened down turn 1, and we're doing it from the drone. Great shots from up above. And you can see Pruitts probably thought he had a little bit of hope there. Maybe didn't expect Fern to turn in like he did. But it doesn't rule out the fact that I think that you can't tap someone and gain from it. So he may get a penalty for that. In the meantime, you can see that Lockie Fern got off track a little bit, but managed to get it back and underway again. So here's our race leader, Steve Zammit, direct power steering Kenworth. It's been around quite a while. Probably had more handles and axes and heads than a First Fleet axe. but they've been rebuilt and refined over the years, and Pruitt's now falls into a challenge from Lockie Fern in the second as Isuzu's in this race. So go down, and a great shot again from above. You can see the Mack doesn't really get away from the Isuzu down the straight, and the Isuzu should be a little bit stronger, lighter truck, smaller engine but lighter, can make all the difference. Here's Shannon Smith on board now as he tries to get away from Utes, and we see him come out of turn 2 and charge through the gears up to 5th gear. He should be into here around about 135 kilometres an hour and accelerating. Turn 5, they go up to not near the maximum speeds. They are restricted to 160 kilometres an hour, and I think on the back straight you might see 158 from some of them. Zamet, I think, is pegged at 158, and I don't think there's too many that'll be faster than him in a straight line. So this battle continues as they go through the cleavage, or Penrite as it was traditionally known, out of that corner and then head up to turn 7. And unfortunately for Fern, he won't have the straight line acceleration that comes out of the Mack Superliner that's leading the way there out of those two. Zamet goes through to complete lap 4. And there's Amoroso in second. Now Smith is starting to close on second position. He needs to get to second to keep his title hopes alive. With only a 3-round series, you can't afford to have too many non-appearances or non-finishes, and you need all the points you can get. This battle continues between these two. It's been going on for a while now. So head down through the cleavage again. And Byrne's a lot closer on this occasion, but can he do anything about it? This is the area where he can do it. As you can see, he can get alongside the Mack at times, but he can't get that spot away. And now this is the area where the Mack Superliner will be a bit stronger. And of course we just jumped to the battle for second. This has really hotted up over the last lap or so. Smith now right on the back of Amoroso. And just heading off on the penultimate lap. Tries to go around the outside. It won't be a line there. I think what he was trying to do is get the over and under thing happening. But Frank's been around a long time. He's a former champion. So is Smith. And they just want to... it's a tactical game now, you might say, as they head through the sweeper here. Penultimate lap. Well, we won after this. So he's got a little bit of time to figure it out. He'll be watching Frank's every move, where he's placing that truck. And at the moment, he's just placing it in the right position. Just making it so difficult for Smith to find a way around. Here they go in through this turn 6 and up to 7 now. This is an opportunity here. He's going for the white line to try and cut back on the inside. But Amoroso up to the task, gets out of the corner and holds that spot. So you can see each time that Smith is trying to go in wide and out as close to the right-hand side as possible to try and sneak up underneath. But Amoroso, as I said, he's been around long enough with the Fate Racing truck to know all the tricks and traits of what to do here. And we get a similar scenario to we did on the last lap. Tried to go to the outside, didn't lock a wheel this time, which is probably a blessing in these trucks. Or the tyres usually last more than a race season anyway. So last opportunity coming up. Go down towards turn 4. Again, looking for a way around, and they're on the limit as they go down through that corner, that right-hander. Sweep back to the left-hand side now. And this is where Amoroso, who's been strong, he knows the way out of that final part of this complex to set himself up properly on the back straight. Out of the corner now. Now Smith's got a better run this time. He's going to get alongside of him. Oh, he's just stepped out just enough. And I think this has allowed Smith to take that spot away. And he does. He gets the second position on the final lap, just before the final two corners, to take second spot. In the meantime, here's Steve Zammit. Chalks up yet another win and just puts another couple of points in that title hunt, clear of his rivals. Second position coming up to the line now, and Amoroso sideways again as he comes out of that corner. Nothing he could do about it by that stage, so he gets to third position behind Smith. And now they're on the cool down lap. Temperature's starting to come up at the track as well. It is August. in that exchange he had with Shannon Smith. But right now, we're going to get ready for race number 3. We'll be back in a minute. We're back for race number 3 at round 2. Winton Motor Raceway, the Hi-Tec Oils Australian Super Truck Nationals, presented by Big Wheels. And all set now, as again, starting to get a little bit warmer. The sun is starting to find its way onto the track, which is going to make life a bit easier for everyone. Here's our grid. It's a reverse grid this time around. Mitchell Pruitt's off the pole, Rob Fern alongside him, Dennis Lockie Fern, Shannon Smith, Frank Amoroso, Barry Bartwell back after a gearbox courtesy of Fate Racing to get him on the grid. Steve Zammit at the back. Rolling starts for all truck racing makes life a little bit easier, although as we've seen in the earlier race, it can bring you undone. And on the front row, of course, are the two that were involved in that earlier incident with Mitchell Pruitt and Robbie Fern alongside of him. So they line up 2 by 2, almost, because looks like we've got one missing there off the second row, won't we? One of the Isuzus by the look of it. So they get underway. It's Fern on the outside, Pruitt's on the inside, and I don't think Fern's going to try his luck going around the outside after what happened in the earlier race, which incidentally earned Mitchell Pruitt's a 5-second penalty in the end. So out of the corner, Pruitt gets a little bit sideways, gets it underway. Butwell back, as we said. An all-nighter back in Melbourne to replace that gearbox, which came from the Frank Amoroso team, who they were very grateful for. And Pruitt's has already stole a little bit of a march. There's Steve Zammit trying to go around the outside. They're all lined up on the inside, so why not take the outside lane? And he'll pick up a couple along the way. That's how you do it when you're a 6-time national truck racing champion. Gets the job done as they go through the cleavage for the first of 6 occasions under full noise. And you can see that out of that corner, Butwell slots in ahead of the Isuzu, and Smith will go down the inside. Or is that Amoroso? It's one of those 2 trucks down towards the back. 2 blue Kenworths there make it a little bit difficult, but I think it was actually Amoroso, because Shannon Smith is now battling with Fern to try and wrestle second position. He's on the right side of the track to get the job done, and does so as they go down to turn 1. Zammit tries to follow him through, and Butwell in behind him. So these are the 3, 4, if you include Amoroso, these are the 4 real protagonists in this battle. Here we go to a Hi-Tec Oils replay, and into turn 1. We've just seen what a great way to get around. Rather than try and fight them on the inside, just go around the outside, and becomes the inside of the next corner anyway and gets the job done. And from inside the cab, it even looks more spectacular. And we get more vision of Steve Zammit coming from the Lockie Fern Isuzu. And he had his hands full because he had Butwell going down the other side of him at the same time. And in those situations, eyes forward and just stay on line. That's all you can do. So Smith now leads Zammit, Fern back to 4th position, then Amoroso and Butwell the next 2. So there's plenty of dicing going on this as we get onto the second lap of this 6-lapper. What magnificent shots from the drone we're seeing. We're following the trucks. We see the lines they take. We see how they get out of shape as they come through the tighter parts of this track. And then we watch them under full noise down the straight, and the drone does its best to stay with them as they go down towards the completion of this lap. Coming into turn 6 and then turn 7. We'll see where the normal track would go to the left. We continue on and go to the right. Around the last set of corners, then we will be on the straight again. And Smith all over the back of Pruitt's as they go down through turn 1, and Pruitt gets sideways out of that corner. Can he protect the line? He can't. He can, because he just runs a little bit wide, leaves Shannon Smith no place to go but off track. and Zamet picks up a spot as a result. So Steve Zamet moves to second. He said he was going to take it diligently, easily to get through. He's done that. He's up to second. Now he can challenge for the lead. But Smith's coming back at him as well. So it's a battle in 3 now for this second race. And then we've got another battle in 3 for position number 4. Another high shot as we see the trucks come up towards turn 7. And Smith is going to try and go around the outside there. Has he got room this time? It didn't work the last time he tried the outside. Now they're going 3 wide down the back straight. No room anywhere. And who's going to come out in front? We won't know until they get down to this corner, and through they go. And Pruitt holds them all off. He had the inside line, he had the right of way basically, and Zamet came out of it third. So Smith goes to second. And now we'll try down the outside towards turn 1. No, pulls back in, not going to try it there. Smith holds on to second. Zamet's just going to stay where he is. He didn't want to get involved in any shenanigans. And I'd say he's quite content to be where he is at the moment. Now, Smith tries an inside run into the sweeper. This is bold. Can he get it done? Side by side, I think he might have just got enough to get ahead. He has. So Shannon Smith goes to the front. Now can Zamet get past Pruitt for second? This all means points. And still this battle goes on for third, and looks like the second of the Isuzu's, the only Isuzu there of Fern will try and pick up as well. And they come through that corner. So Butwell at the back of this freeway dice, Amoroso in the middle, and Fern doing his best. That's Robbie Fern, of course, who leads this trio. So there's a couple of great dices going on, and you can see up in the distance there that Zamet's still trying to get past Pruitt to get into second spot. And there's a fair wheel movement in a truck, isn't there, compared to what you might have normally see in a race car, which is probably a half turn at most, but here it's full turn and then some as they get through the corners. And more action going on there. So Zamet still can't get past Pruitt. Pruitt is doing a Frank Amoroso style of job, just taking the right line. He hasn't got the fastest truck, but he's in the right position to keep on. But Steve Zamet's been around a long time. He'll know a way around. If anyone can get around Pruitt, it'll be Steve Zamet, and trying all sorts of lines there. He's just got to nail that out of that last corner. Still got a lap to do after this one. See if he can get the job done. Meantime, Smith just bolted. He's gone. He's out of there. And you can see that the speed difference, because the guys chasing these pair are closing in. With a lap to go, this could get very interesting. Zamet did try to get past him down the straight, nudging, as I said, on about 158 k's. Couldn't get it done. Pruitt's had the line into the corner. Now Zamet will try the outside. He initially looked the inside, and I think he's been able to get past down the straight, but he's on the wrong line. Pruitt gets the spot back. Amoroso closes in as well, so he's right behind now. And again, no room to get through at turn 2. And now he'll try will he try the outside? That's an interesting one. He must be mindful of Amoroso behind him, because I think if the points work out, Amoroso's second in the series, so he'd be keen to get by as well. Pruitt is doing a great job holding these guys out. Still that battle between Robbie Fern in the background as well, so with Barry Butwell. But we'll keep an eye on this one at the moment. This is where it's all happening, and they're on the final lap, the last occasion that Zamet can get the job done. He went to look the outside. Now he'll shoot down the inside, and I think he's got it. Or has he? Has he come down to the last corner? No. Pruitt has tried to maintain the spot on the brakes, on the outside, spins across the track, and unfortunately that's his third position or second position done. And Steve Zammit comes across the line in second. Shannon Smith won the race. We didn't see that because of all the action going on behind him. And there's Marcus Pruitt. Gets back underway. Unfortunately, he just tried his best and just lost the rear end of that truck going into turn 6 and spun around across the track. No contact. And there's our winner, Shannon Smith. So from missing qualifying in race 1, he's come back to win this race. Here we go, replay of what happened down at turn 6 on that occasion. Pruitt was actually back in second position, but yeah, lost the rear of it going into that corner, just outbraked himself just a touch, and unfortunately the truck turned around. See some action here from Barry Butwell. He comes through, sees the dust cloud off to the right, and he championship leader who had quite a job on his hands trying to find a way around. Tried the outside on this particular lap, then tried the inside. from the man who was the centre of attention for most of that race, Mitchell Pruitt's.
Well, at the start, it was better than the previous one, but thankfully I got the first corner, had that, and then Robbie Fern give us a hand, held everyone up, give me a bit of a head start, and then all of a sudden I got Shannon behind me, and then once he got around me, then it was Zamet, and I was trying my best to hold him off till the last bit on the straight. I went a bit too deep in the brakes, and then, yeah, spun it. But it is what it is, it's racing.
Well, we're back at Winton Motor Raceway for the fourth and final race of round 2 of the 2024 Hi-Tec Oils Australian Super Truck Nationals, presented by Big Wheels, along with Pitman Trucks, Euro Truck Sales and WHG. We're just about to go to the starting grid. It's a reverse grid of qualifying. Now, this makes it interesting because guess who's off the back? Shannon Smith, our last race winner, who had to do it the hard way. So we've got Lockie Fern on pole, Mitchell Pruitt's alongside him, then it's Robbie Fern, Barry Butwell, Frank Amoroso, Shannon Smith and Steve Zamet at the back again. We come up to the start and just got the one Isuzu out there on this occasion. So we're missing someone from the front there, but it should be about to get underway, and it is. It's almost like it's a pace truck, isn't it? It's out there in front of its own. That's Lockie Fern that takes it through. And Robbie Fern, his dad, will go into second. Then we've got Pruitt and Smith alongside each other. No, Smith is behind the red Mac as Frank Amoroso goes around the outside. So Amoroso moves up a spot. It looks like he might pinch another one if he's lucky, and he does. He gets Pruitt's in the bargain as well. Moves up 2 spots. But it's young Lockie Fern out in front. Robbie Fern in second. Looks like Stammet ran a little bit wide out of the last corner, but then pulls it back into line. Inside the Mac Superliner of Barry Butwell, the former champion, the reigning champion as a matter of fact, as he comes down to try and pick up some spots. Hasn't been a very happy weekend for him with a gearbox failure, but thanks to Fate Racing he managed to get that truck back on track. And see that Fate Racing, easy to pick out when you look at it from the front. It's got Fate written all over it. But it's been a good Fate so far. Frank Amoroso in second, Pruitt's third, and Robbie Fern's been the loser out of that. He's dropped back there and looks like he may lose another spot as Butwell goes down the inside of him, chases Pruitt down into turn 1 and gets the job done. A fairly cloudy looking scene out the front of that truck now, under acceleration at least, with a bit of diesel smoke coming out of the truck in front. Oh, been a contact there, and that's Butwell off the road. He's had a touch with Smith behind him, but manages to get going again. So that didn't work out as well as he would have liked. And actually held position as well, which is something. But he may lose it now because Smith will try to go down the inside at turn 5, and you can just see him up to the right there. So they're side by side down the straight now, and Smith moves up a spot, and I think he's indicating that he may have wanted to let Zamet go through as well. Just gave a bit of a wave out the back, and they go down to complete the second of 2 laps. We're going to go to a replay of what happened there, and as you can see, they've come through the sweeper side by side, and looks like Smith might have got a little bit of the ripper strip on the inside. Cannons into the side of Butwell, but Butwell recovers quickly, and there we can see it's a lot of wheel work from the Mac Superliner driver. Gets it all the way back and holds position. But unfortunately, by the end of the lap, the Smith machine was in front. There's Amoroso now taking the lead away from Lockie Fern in the Isuzu as they head down the start of lap 3. Leads the way. And the old veteran, the wiry veteran of Super Truck racing, has been racing since almost the start of the category in this country, and it's been a phenomenal category over a lot of years. First started in the late 80s, and then it became a championship, and then we get a replay of Amoroso on Lockie Fern coming out of the final corner, gets a run on him up the straight and across the start-finish line. They're almost side by side, and he has the preferred line into turn 1, takes that position away, and just takes up all the track just in case anyone tries to go around the outside of him, which is just a wise move. You're not running anyone off the road, you're just not giving them any opportunity to get there. Here we have Smith on Pruitt's. I've seen this before. A few people trying to get past Marcus Pruitt's over the course of the race. And Pruitt's on the inside, almost giving Smith a run down the outside, and Smith takes that spot away. He moves to second. Third, I'll take that back. And they have to run side by side through those last series of corners. And Pruitt's is not giving this game away. And Smith a little bit wide, but Pruitt's loses traction out of the last corner, and it's given Zamet a run up the outside. Is he close enough to get that job done? I don't think so. Pruitt's has been really good into turn 1. Just about everyone that's challenged him there has not been able to pull it off. And again, that same scenario. And we got a great vision. He finally gets past, and Smith was up for a second, up for a second hit there, but I think he's able to dodge it. So Butwell does get the job done off a sideways Pruitt's. Now, what can the Max Superliner driver do to try and get... Oh, they've come into contact again, unfortunately, into the cleavage. So it's been a rough trot for Barry Butwell, apart from mechanical dramas early. Been hit twice now. Here's a replay of what happened down there. Coming into the corner now, Pruitt's came down the inside. I don't think he thought that Butwell had gone wide and he thought he could move in. It didn't matter, he got contact. Oh, that's a big hit too. And Butwell says, "What are you doing?" Young Marcus gets his truck going again, but he's got some problems, I think, at this stage. So here's our leader, Frank Amoroso. He's moved away. Lockie Fern in second. And we just had to see who's third. I think it's Shannon Smith at this stage. They're on to the penultimate lap now. Frank Amoroso well out in front. Fern in second. Then it's Smith in third position. I think it's Zamet in behind him as well. Just got a glimpse of it in the background there. And some good in-truck footage from Smith as he lines up to get past the Isuzu. A little bit more straight line pace or acceleration than the Isuzu, and I don't know if he's going to have the truck to go around the outside of an Isuzu, which should be a better handling. Give him a little bit of a push there to let him know he's there. I think he already knew that, but see what he can do, and gives him another little push to tell him that he is there. And he has to get out of the way soon because Steve Zamet's right on the back of them now as they come down the back straight on another occasion, and Smith breezes past, goes into position number 2. So they go down into the final complex of corners, and it looks like Zamet may have just got through on the Isuzu as well, and in the background there, no, he didn't. So Smith's in front of Fern, then it's Zamet, who will try an inside running this time, and you can see how much more acceleration that truck has initially, but they all max out at about the same speed. Doesn't quite get it done, but now he will, and this is where Steve Zamet's really strong. Up a gear as it goes into turn 4, just on a slight nudge of the brakes, and then they power out of there on the torque band, and he will run through this corner in 5th gear and then down a couple of gears before they get to turn 4, a right-hander, and he has the job done now as they come towards the end of the last lap, and through that corner, he's certainly got the edge on young Byrne, who was doing so well for so long in that race. Certainly running second, or first for a while, then second. And they head down to the last complex of corners, all bar over Frank Amoroso. Here's our race winner. It's not the first time he's greeted the checkered flag first, and I dare say it won't be the last. So Frank Amoroso caps off the second round of the Hi-Tec Oils Super Truck National Series with a win, and I think he's reasonably happy about that. Gets across the line ahead of Shannon Smith. Steve Zammit in third, Lachlan Fern in fourth in the light truck. Will take the win there for the weekend. And there are our first and second place getters as they come around on their slow down lap. This is generally when we have a few little burnouts and shenanigans to complete the round. But the two blue Kenworths down the straight, different models, but certainly doing much the same sort of thing. That is winning. Now that the checkered flag, that brings this round, and weather's certainly picked up, and even now they do their bit of a slow down. Zammit will join them, another Kenworth as well. The three of them come around to finish off that lap, and obviously they're going to do more than just one lap, and I think we're going to get a burnout here from Frank Amoroso. And this shows you the power of these trucks. Even though they're big and heavy, they can certainly light the rear wheels up and light the tyres up without any problem whatsoever. Much to the pleasure of the crowd that's And while we see Smith go into second spot, the Zammit trying to snare third away, and that dice went for quite a little while as well.
away now, so hopefully we can get it in the next round. But no, we've got a bit of maintenance to do, some rotors. We might change some rotors, and we had a little bit of a feel issue in the last race. It was cutting in and out on me, so we had a quick turnaround, only 20 minutes to turn the trucks around between races. So the truck copped a bit of a beating, but we'll come back strong. We've got a couple of things that we want to try, and we'll just see how we go.
Well, that brings to a conclusion round 2 of the Hi-Tec Oils Super Truck Racing Nationals here at Winton Motor Raceway, presented by Big Wheels along with other partners, Pitman Trucks, Euro Trucks Affairs and WHG. We'll be back on track here at Winton Motor Raceway in November for the 3rd and final round of the championship with it all to play out, and we hope to see you then.